Breathe. Sometimes it is so difficult to breathe, being so affected of our health and being exposed to extreme circumstances. Breathing and keeping calm is of extreme importance. This has been another extremely frustrating day for me and for both my sons. We still live in extremely affected circumstances. A lot of injustices haven't resolved. Hardships we're going through are extreme. We still depend on assistance from others. It's so frustrating. And the fact is that both my sons and me are innocent of, to, for, from, and everything that's affecting us. Every day I have to cope with pain and trauma, which at times can be transmissible to both my sons depending on situations and circumstances. I try to be a better parent. I'm really trying, and I'm very thankful for both my sons because they are understanding, they are supportive, at least the most they can. They assist me, they're helpful to me. My sons have been through so much. There were times that I was forced to unjustly either think wrong on my sons or to unjustly scold my sons. I was being discriminated, including by people that had the means to help us, but they discriminated us. They discriminated our rights, including through educational systems, through some religious systems, through some centers, through some shelters, through other corresponding levels through which we've been affected. I wasn't asking for favors. I was simply insisting for them to respect our rights. And instead, they allowed and permitted for us to be so injured, so harmed, so affected. The psychological, the emotional, the physical damage has been extreme. Healing is slow. Of some things we're probably not going to be able to recover from. Some damage is irreparable. But we're a constant work in progress, as the saying goes. I've apologized to my sons so many times. And I lost count of how many times we were nearly close to dying. We were forced to nearly death experiences, and how unjust things have been towards me and towards my sons. How much harm and injustice. Details that defend us and that protect us are important, have always been important, and in my humble opinion, they will remain important. I'm innocent of the several names to me, of the several names against me. I'm innocent of the several nicknames to and against me. I'm innocent that correspondents and some other people have ignored to put attention to extremely important details, to what very serious medical conditions some of them themselves caused us by harming us so much and by allowing or permitting or ordering other people to harm us and to affect us different ways, either attacking our body's health, our mental health, our rights, putting us through so much hardships, through so much cruel and terrible punishments. We still live in extremely affected circumstances, and please no misunderstandings, because we do appreciate what's better on a daily basis, but the constant tension, the worry, the concern, the trauma, the nightmares, the flashbacks, that feeling, I have no idea. I mean, it's horrible. It was years and years and years and years of us being harmed, of us being hurt, of us being affected, of our rights being neglected and disrespected. There was cheating against pro se defense of several of us. There was treason, conspiracy, and a lot of cheating that was used against our rights. A lot of treason against our birth records. A lot of treason and a lot of cheating against us through thousands of injustices, through claims, through cases. Horrible, terrible. I'm very affected, and both my sons also. But the fact is that I'm constantly trying to heal. Let's avoid injustice. I've apologized so much to my sons, including the times that I was forced to unrighteously and unjustly scold them or to think wrong of them. Aggressors and other people that either were very discriminative and competitive against us. Some of them abused our accounts, hacked our systems, abused my phone service, would steal and abuse our data services, sometimes for inappropriate context or either if unrated or for something that supposedly was inappropriate. And my sons and me are completely innocent of 2-4 from it, including of 2-4 from it and what additional to that affecting us. Some titles and thumbnails are completely different to what they advertise, so this can go both ways, either in injustice towards the viewer or against the viewer, or vice versa. So please pay attention to details. Avoid scolding your children and your sons or daughters, period. Find alternative ways of discipline with love and have as much communication as possible. Try to find out how your sons or daughters or family is being influenced, if in a positive way or a negative way. And ultimately, will you have the right of choice either to continue viewing a specific channels, programs, or videos, or to stop. Sometimes I have to try making a lot of videos. Sometimes it takes making a lot of videos to get the right video. And it's so frustrating. Can you imagine sometimes movie producers might get frustrated, no? Of having to do so many shoots or so many takes to get the right one. I mean, if it's a challenge for some of them that are professionals, imagine the pressure on me, and I have medical conditions and pain and trauma daily. I try to enhance light and image on my videos because we live in very affected conditions and there's not enough light in here. And then sometimes I do videos outside, but there could be misunderstandings with a driver passing by, and I try to avoid misunderstandings with neighbors because sometimes it could be that or that. And we've already been through a lot of misunderstandings by a lot of people. We've been hurt and harmed and injured different ways, and some people are understanding, other people either don't care or are stubborn to not pay attention to details. Avoid injustice. Say, for example, looking at the watch history or at the viewing history of someone, just because the titles may seem obscene or inappropriate and or the thumbnails or the images, it ain't like that. At least in some circumstances not. There could be some circumstances where it is bad and you have to address it, take care of it, make sure it doesn't happen again. But there could be other circumstances where if you put attention to the context, to the content, to the context with details, you may be amazed to find out that some videos are very entertaining, they're very informative, they're educational, and highly recommended. This has been another very frustrating and painful day for me.